This is the best way I can explain it. Planet X. This guy's going to explain it in fine, great detail. Everything. All right. I'm going to show you that where I learn. All right. I investigate, and when I investigate scientific data and research, and I go back. All right. This video actually goes back really far from when scientists first started talking about it, like 20 years ago. All right. And they predicted it, and they said it, and this video is compiled of all the evidence from the History Channel and everything that talked about it. And this guy's going to explain it the best to you. Today's date, 4/20/2017. So if you're not high, you better get high, because this is going to scare the fucking shit out of you. All right? Listen to what this man says. 5:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, I personally don't think they're going to get 6 weeks of warning. I think maybe they might be lucky if they get 6 days of warning, and more than likely it'll be 2 days of warning. And they were told a month and a half ahead of time, so that way they'd have time to decide what they wanted to put in their bags.
Mm-hmm.
And that 6 weeks of warning is nonsense. I mean, why would they give them 6 weeks of warning, knowing that they'll blab the whole thing to everybody they ever knew prior
Talking
to
about the government
being packed up? I think they'll be lucky if they get 1 or 2 days of warning. They'll get called and say, it's time to go, and they'll have 15 minutes to get ready to head out.
Yeah, you got that. That's right.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Knowing how these guys operate, I don't believe that they'll get 2 days of warning. I mean, they might get 1 day or 6 hours, or, a half day or 1 day or 2 days. I don't think they'll get more than 2 days. I mean, really, do you?
I think they have a good idea what the trajectory of this thing is, but I think we're not really going to see it until it's right up on our ass.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would be my guess, that we won't see it until it's on us. But I will tell you one thing, we'll have some really good warnings if everybody's looking up and paying attention.
Listen to what he says.
First off, they'll notice red dust on the windshield of their vehicles. And at first it'll be light dust, indicating that it's 10, 15 hours away. If they notice that the dust is real noticeable on their windshield, they can bet that it's in less than 10 hours away. If they have heavy red dust on their windshields, it's only a matter of hours away, and they'd better immediately take cover, because they're out of time. It's too late to decide to load this or that up. I don't think there'll be a lot of warning, but when we were looking at it on the Hubble, this red dust field appeared to be going out at least as far
all the civilizations
as
that
maybe
became
2
extinct.
times the size of the planet. So that
7
means
times the size of the
probably
planet. They got a better
100,000
understanding.
miles going out into space around it, all the way around it, which means that just before it arrives, which will be a matter of hours, we'll start seeing red dust coming out of the atmosphere.
They won't notice it until it's too late.
And
Right on
of
us.
course, a vehicle windshield would be the best thing to spot it on, because then you'll be able to see its true color and realize that you're seeing the red iron oxide dust from it. And that'll be probably between that and the earthquakes, and I think probably as it approaches, we'll start to hear the electromagnetic interference between it and us. Maybe
right.
see
We're already
bizarre
having that
in the
problem.
sky with the clouds.
Computers
and,
ain't working right, ain't loading right.
Maybe colors flashing around in the atmosphere. There'll probably be quite a variety of warnings that it's approaching and that it's within hours of passing. It's going to be a lot more. The CIA people I talked to said that they're expecting at least a 220 to 230 degree roll, maybe a little more. They fully expect the center of the United States to be at the equator when it's over.
You hear that?
No. I'm saying 220 to 230. That's what they're guessing.
That's the year, but it's going to be
you gotta
2018,
remember-
December.
Yeah, well, this thing's going to go by and give us a spin, and that's where we're going to supposedly stop. They told me they ran 10,000 case scenarios on shifting the planet upside down. They did it 10,000 times on the Earth. They tried different locations to see what they'd come up with, and it averaged out at 2.
All right. Your government is fucking you. Your government is brainwashing you into accepting this thing by putting it in movies like that new trailer, Krypton. Go check out that new trailer, Krypton. In the fucking beginning, it shows the... listen, I can't even begin to explain this, but the Earth, everything I said in my previous video about Planet X Part 1 and Planet X Part 2, everybody's noticing it. This guy is going to tell you, now this video is old. This guy is going to tell you that, just listen.
220 to 230 degree roll. So, I think probably them knowing the trajectory isn't, I don't think that's a matter of question. I'm sure they know the trajectory. I'm sure they know the exact minute it's going to show up. I've heard a lot of stories that I would only tell you in private about this because it's so far over the top, most people would go into immediate denial if they...
Okay, with that said, everybody I tell this to is going into fucking immediate denial because they haven't read the Bible. Read the fucking Bible. It's gonna, when this thing comes by, it's gonna turn the earth, like he said, it's gonna jerk the earth, and it's gonna, not one stone will go unturned, not one mountain will remain in its place. They'll all be thrown around. That's awfully funny what this guy's about to say next about the water. I didn't figure this part when he says what he says. I didn't even know. So the more I learn, the more I know. And then I can fit all the pieces into Revelations. And I can make a proper video step by step of what happens in Revelation step by step next. Why do you think we're going to go to war? They don't care. They know this thing's coming. They want to kill people. Here. They got to kill people because when this thing is finally noticeable, people are going to go nuts and they're going to try to, they're going to go chaotic, and it's going to be not good for any government. So the government's going to try to wipe out as many people first. So here, just listen to what he says though.
They heard it. So, the most I can say is that they better be expecting at least a 180 to a 220 degree pole roll when this happens. And as far as that bulge around the center of the planet, I got news for everybody. This thing is going to do a very fast roll, and that water is going to go everywhere. The Lord warned you. The oceans will roar from pole to pole. Is there some part of that nobody understands?
Huh. Did you hear that? Bring our truth is here. You guys need to prepare, man. The fucking Bible is telling you the truth. I don't understand what you people in the world are not understanding. You Facebook people, you video game players. Pay attention. Wake up. Something wrong with your fucking head if you're not waking up. You understand? This is very serious. Get the Bible. Read Revelations if you must know. If you really want to know the knowledge that we're being given before it happens. I would take certain precautions and certain measures. There's not really much anybody can do except for repent for their sins like God's saying, and we won't be touched by this stuff. But we'll have to live through it. Pay attention. Okay? These people have been telling you for years, fucking flooding you with it, and you don't listen.
The average depth?
Yeah, what's the average depth of the ocean around the world?
10,000 feet. 10,000 feet.
It's about 2.5 miles. That's the average depth of the ocean. Although the depth does increase at the equator because there's spots where it's averaging 7 miles deep. So that tells you there's a bulge at the center of the planet.
Which would be, man.
Now just imagine the North Pole rolling into the position of the South Pole. That means that the North Pole has got to go through that bulge before it can reach its final resting place. So we're going to have 7 miles of water doing some serious washing around on the land.
So let me ask you this: if we did a 220-degree pole shift, would that be an instantaneous pole shift, or would that be a?
No, it's going to be, as I understand, it's going to happen over the course of half an hour to an hour.
Yep.
And actually, they said 28 minutes.
That's pretty instantaneous.
That's pretty fast, yeah.
We're all going to be thrown with it.
We're going to see probably 400 mile an hour wind on the surface. We're going to see big time water splashing around.
This guy goes into detail.
We're going to see earthquakes that are so bad
He's better than I am.
that it'll set off every volcano ridge on the entire
I'm bringing
planet.
you the
Every
info.
volcano ridge on the entire planet will be going off. The tectonic plates will be being jerked apart by probably miles apart, as the surface of the earth will be like a bowl of jello. It'll be flexing around so hard that every tectonic plate everywhere on the planet will open. The volcanoes will be shaken so hard that they'll start erupting.
They're doing that now. They're erupting now.
It's going to be one horrific scenario after
Earthquakes are
another.
going crazy now.
You're looking at hell on earth here.
Storm patterns are going crazy
joke.
now.
This is going to really eliminate a lot of people because either they didn't know about it or they didn't believe, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be a real shame for them because I'll tell you, when Nibiru rolls the planet upside down, it's going to kill 4